Welcome back, dear viewers, to season's broadcast of SRAs. Another season. So far, we're gonna, open the books to another fresh page and start a new story. That story begins, of course, with the first race of the calendar, Indianapolis.
Looks like he lines up a move. Oh, this is good tight racing right here.
Inside or outside, what's gonna happen?
As turn 7 into the grass, heavy booping the snoot on the barrier.
Oh, side by side into the chicane.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
We're off and away for SRA.
Hello, SRA Nation, and welcome back. We are past the halfway point in Division 3, Season 18. We are into Round 5. My name is Trey Morgan, and I am joined by the wonderful Jess Osborne. Jess, how are you doing today?
Hello. Not great, recovering from a cold, but happy to be here. Very excited to bring in the back half of this season. It's crazy how fast time flies. We are at the legendary, somewhat controversial Donington Park, a favorite of some, really hated by some. I happen to like it quite a lot. It's got some extreme camber, some fun hairpins, some bits that are reminiscent of bus stop, I think. It just brings a lot of unique corners to the table that not a lot of tracks in ACC do. So I like it. But I think some people just don't like British tracks as a rule. What about you?
I mean, I like the track for the most part. The only issue I have with it is Sector 3. I think the main issue that people have with this track is that other than turn 9 and then maybe dive bombs into one of the hairpins, there's not many overtaking zones, and Sector 3 can feel kind of clunky.
It's true.
Like, if you were to remove everything from turns 9 to 12 and just make that a straight, it would be a really great track.
I kind of enjoy Sector 3 though sometimes, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's a little inconsistent for me, but overall it's a fun track. Obviously, this, like you said, this has a lot more camber than some other tracks do, especially compared to Monza, where the only elevation change really is just the down and up in between the Lesmos and Ascari. But yeah, so quick walk through the lap.
It makes sense though why Sector 3 might be controversial. It looks like it's just pasted in from a different track, because the rest of it is so flowy and beautiful.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so quick walkthrough. Turn 1 is the first heavy braking zone. It's not all the way, it's not super slow and not really great overtaking zone, but it will probably give a lot of chaos in lap 1. After turn 1, we are flat out all the way to turn 4. Turn 4, not a very heavy braking zone. It's mostly just I don't know how you want to call it, but it's basically how brave are you going through that corner? Because you're right on the edge.
You can carry a
spinning.
lot of speed. It's got a lot of camber, very forgiving interior curb, and a lot of forgiving exterior curb on that exit.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And then we are flat out all the way again until just after turn 6. Turn 7, we brake hard and then go up the hill to turn 8. Turn 8, I think, will be the most important corner for our drivers here today, just because it sets up the longest straight of the track, and especially if you're going side by side, turn 9 is, I think, the hardest braking zone, at least in terms of how far you have to brake for it if you're trying to go side by side through it. And then, like we were talking about earlier, Sector 3, it's a chicane and 2 hairpins. There are worse sectors in this track.
Yes, there are.
Or
I don't know about this track, but there are worse sectors in sim racing.
Yeah, there's definitely worse sectors in sim racing. It's just the rest of the lap feels so good, and then especially turn 11 for me feels really weird because most of this track is really flowy, and turn 11 you're almost stopping to get through it. But
yeah, I find myself going very slow through it too.
Yeah. And I don't really know if there's any way to fix that without just removing Sector 3, but we are well past the point of game changes, I think. But we're going to go ahead and quickly go through our driver standings.
Can we linger on the
sorry,
track
go
map for
ahead.
just a moment? I think the two corners that are going to be critical, particularly on the first 2 laps, and part of it is going to be the reason you said in the intro, is that first corner sets up a flat out sector all the way, bunching the cars up into turn 4. That's where we're going to see a lot of secondary fallout of chaos of cars bunching up before that braking zone in turn 4. And turn 8 is also, as you alluded to, is going to be a braking zone opportunity where the track's plenty wide and you can compromise an inside line that you can, if you can get alongside and, are brave enough, you can make a move there, which is quite different from turns 9 and 10 where there's just no space. So keep an eye out on turn 4 and 8.
Also, I did not realize that turn 13 was out in the middle of nowhere past sector 2.
It's actually on the moon.
Ah, okay. That would make sense. All right. Yeah, so really quickly, we're going to go over our driver standings so that we can get to qualifying. Leading our championship by a lot at this point is Chandler James. He's won the last 3 races in a row, including 2 fastest laps. Mark Kazuba and Jeremy Yarin really have to start pulling out wins if they want to challenge for that lead. Also, I'll add in Penkovic and R.D. Thompson into that mix. They're a little bit farther behind, but they still have a decent chance if they can pull some really good performances. And I think today is one of those chances. Do you remember where Chandler James was on the Hot Lap leaderboard this week?
Oh, I don't know if he was, but I can find out.
All right, well, if you want to look that up really quickly.
He is P11 right now on the Hot Lap board.
Yeah, so...
Surprise leader right now, Mike Farrow, has put in a 127.187.
Wow, that's fast.
Pretty fast.
Yeah, I think that's really close to the D2 reference time.
I think it is, actually. Let me pull up the D.
Yeah.
127.1.
While you're looking at that...
Oh, yeah, he'd be chilling. He'd be chilling in the D2 grid right now.
There you go. Yeah, but that's our gold championship, so that's our top 5 or so. Looking at our silver championship, Darren Robichaux and Peter Jacob are really close to each other there for that silver championship. Steven Sarver, not that far behind either, but it's not quite as close as we've seen our silver battles yet, but there's still 4 more races to go, so it could easily change for the better or worse for some of these drivers. We already talked about how Mike Farrow was looking really good and Chandler James maybe not looking as good, but is there anyone else that you might think is going to do good here today?
Not out of the ordinary that I'd say off the top of my head. I can tell you what might be consequential if they have a good race. Mark Kazuba has been doing pretty good in an individual capacity. His teammate Aiden Springer, not quite so much. He was able to pull in a good race this tonight and turn around for the back half of the season. They could rapidly start gaining ground in the team standings. But yeah, let me get back to. I think I closed that Hot Lap tab. I did. That's why I couldn't find it.
Ah, it was hiding from you. Yeah, so looking at our team standing specifically, Sean Paul and Chandler James are leading the field by a good bit in Rum Runners Racing. They've been doing really good so far. Sean Paul not doing quite as good as Chandler James. I don't think it'd be possible to do as good as 3 wins, but he's been doing really good. Last week, Chandler James and Sean Paul started with a front row lockout. Unfortunately, that turned into, I believe it was a P4 for Sean Paul, but still really good. The Yarn brothers in Midgar Motorsports are sitting in P2, and they've been really consistent getting their top 10s, but not quite having the same highs that Chandler James has had. So I think today is going to be a really good chance for them to try and get back into the fight for it. And then we have a really close battle for P3 for that final podium spot in the team standings between Throttle Therapy with Yaroslav Koval and Cesare Penkovic, and MCAS Nasty with Aiden Springer and Mark Kazuba. So it's going to be really interesting to see if these drivers are able to, improve their lap times and especially their position with what looks to be a wide open race for the first time in 3 weeks.
Going to be exciting, and I have actually found an outlier to possibly keep an eye on tonight. If Matt Mattisey has put in quite a strong lap on the leaderboard, he's in P17 right now for Ope Racing, and his teammate Darren Robichaud is in P10. And if they're able to pull together a really good race tonight, they can very easily swing their team standings up into the P3 area.
All right. So, lots of drivers to look out for today. Not quite the same, it's going to be exactly who we think it is. But I believe our silver drivers have begun qualifying. I just need to find the right one.
Warming up those tires.
Yeah. So our lead driver is Darren Robichaud in Ope Racing. Currently, I believe, on his first fast lap. He's coming out of turn 8 right now, coming down to the chicane, which is it's going to be important in qualifying, as any corner is, but I think that series is going to be more important in the race. But we'll have to wait and see. Through hairpin number 1. Good exit, I think. Maybe not quite as aggressive as you could be, but we want those banker laps in for the first lap, just so that we're not going to be P last.
This final corner trips me up so much. I forget who it was, but I was spectating someone during the practice race last night who every time that they didn't get a perfect lap, they really went out deep and V'd out that final hairpin, taking a ridiculous line.
Yeah,
just to speed up that back straight.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing about that. But right now, Darren Robichaud in provisional pole with a 28.080. Sergio Lindo not too far behind with a 28.165, and then a little bit of a gap back to Steven Sarver, Koval, and now Brad Garman. And I believe that's Ben Roberts in the Bentley. If I remember correctly, Ben Roberts' teammate was Sam Stott, who up until he got promoted for week 3 or week 4 was looking to be maybe one of the only people who could fight with Chandler James for wins consistently. He has been promoted.
That's a shame for Ben.
Yeah. He got Sam Stott got promoted to D2 and has been terrorizing us in the Honda now. Almost got a win last week, in fact. So,
Jesus. Excuse me. He did deserve the promotion.
Yeah, he definitely deserved it. Now, he did get a little bit of a boost between switching cars and the Honda just being amazing in the wet. As if people remember, we raced at a wet Monza last week.
Very fun race.
Well, not for me. I got turned into a punching bag, but...
unfortunately, a lot of people suffered.
Yeah. But we're not going to worry about that for right now. We're going to worry about Ben Roberts coming to finish his lap. He's improving slightly. It's all going to depend on the exit here at this corner. Unfortunately, it looks like he's slid coming through the corner, so he's not going to improve by much, only by about a half-tenth, but he stays P4.
Hopkins about to cross the line, a second and a half up from. That's going to improve him from the back of the pack up in at least 4 spots. If he finds one on the exit, how's it going to go? He does find more time.
Yeah,
up to P10 provisional.
Yeah,
he's in the fight now.
He was at P9, but the person just behind him jumped him almost immediately, I believe. Yeah, I believe that's Van Winkle, currently sitting P4 with the 28.4. But no one, so far anyways, has challenged Robichaud for that P1 spot.
Lindo's trying, though. He's up a quarter second, entering Sector 3, or halfway through Sector 3. If he can hold this, which so far he has, he's found a little bit of time through there. Almost seeing the 0.3 tenths, or 0.3. Into the final corner, making it look easy. Just don't go wide, don't bounce. Nope, easy.
Yeah, very nice job.
And that's more than enough for provisional pole.
Yeah, improves by 0.3 to set a 127.87. So very nice job there.
Jacob just improved hugely up to P4 by about 7/10.
Very nice job there. I believe our biggest improver right now is Chris Mack, who is up a little over half a second coming through the final set of corners here. He's going to lose a bit of time due to the driver being right in front of him, I think. But he might also get a slipstream.
The whole grid right now, at least half the back half of it's improving anywhere from 1 to 3/4 of a second right now. This is going to end up being a pretty dense field.
Yeah, and up front, Darren Robichaux is improving by a good bit. I'm not going to go to him yet because I don't want to jinx him, but he is on pace for a monster lap. Someone else just improved by a good bit, but I didn't see who it was from near back of the pack.
I think you may have jinxed Darren just by mentioning it, though.
Come
All
on.
that time slipped away, and he finds it again. He's having a very chaotic lap.
Oh,
Very chaotic Sector 3.
yeah.
And he has enough time to try again. I think he knows what he needs to do now.
Yeah, unfortunately I jinxed him, and so he lost it all in the final 3 or 4 corners. But he definitely knows that he has the time to find. So it's just a matter of can he get it. And I think
Yeah, if
he'll have
he-
enough time for 2 more laps if he's able to get through this one fast enough.
Yeah, if he had an eye on his delta, he knows exactly where the mistakes were.
Yeah.
But that's that curveball that Sector 3 throws at you, because it's just wildly different from the rest of the track.
Yeah.
We catch and replay something weird where somebody pulled over.
Yeah, a couple drivers pulling over. Sergio Lindo had pulled over on the pit straight, so I believe he was out of fuel.
More common than you think.
Yeah. I believe either Sasha Dickhouse or Brad Garman improved by a good bit up into near the top 5. Chris Meck is going to improve by about 0.3 up to P6.
So close from a P4.
Yeah, it's not
Well, here
even...
comes the Reaper, up a whole second.
Ooh, I need to find him. Where is he? There he
And
is.
he crosses line for P13.
Yeah, this is only a
That
6/10
lovely
gap.
classic Porsche livery.
Yeah, it's looking very nice.
Retro, I don't know if it's classic Porsche specifically. Beautiful livery.
Yeah, I don't either. Meanwhile, Darren Robichaux did not improve on his last lap, but he does have time to set 1 more lap, so we'll hope to see if he's able to get that improvement done. Peter Jacob currently going through the last corner, up by about 0.3, and he's going to stay up 0.3. He's going to come across the line P2 with a chance for 1 more lap to possibly get that P1 position. There's a yellow flag for Andrew Dwang-Bonglio. I'm going to quickly replay this here. Oh, just went wide, turn 8. And then
Been there
maybe
before.
spun. Oh, it looks like
Ooh,
while we're trying to recover, he may have spun that.
definitely.
And then really
So
quickly,
Peter Jacob, when he set that, go ahead.
no, I was going to say there was also an incident for Chris Reaper. Also looks like through turn 8. So what were you about to say?
When Peter Jacob set that fastest of his session lap for P2, he snagged former P2 Darren, who had the best Sector 3. Peter Jacob took it, and that leaves Linda only having best Sector 1 and 2. But Jacob and Robichaux are faster in Sector 3 than the rest of the field by quite a margin.
Oh no!
Them and Mech
Peter.
are really good there. Everyone else is suffering. And, well, Peter,
Yeah, well,
it's Jover.
it's Jover. Or it's Poter, I don't know. But yeah. Peter, unfortunately, losing it through the chicane, which is very easy to do when you're trying to find that last extra seconds. Darren Robichaux
The
did
Porsches
just jump.
Just got to
Peter
pray
Jacob.
through there.
Yeah. I don't know how bad it is in other cars, but it's not fun in the Beamer, and the Beamer does good over curbs. But yeah, so Darren Robichaux did jump Peter Jacob for P2 by not even 0.01 seconds. Ben Roberts with a very nice P4, about 0.2 back. And I believe that is all of our drivers. So yeah, Sergio Lindo provisional P1, Darren Robichaux P2, Peter Jacob P3. And now we will go ahead and let our gold drivers have their fun out on track.
Pretty strong times. High bar set by the silver drivers today.
Yeah, now there are drivers that we were talking about, like Mike Farrow, who were looking super fast here. I can't tell who's at the front of this line. They're all too close together. I believe it's Mark Kazuba. It is Mark Kazuba. All right. So it's Kazuba followed by Farrow and then Sean Paul and Chandler James up at the front of this line. And we're going to go ahead and go on board with Kazuba for this first lap. If I can remember
Strong
which.
drivers each.
Yeah, I guess we'll go from here. So, around this lap, you're going to go wide to the left, essentially into the drive lane exit. You're going to try and go just tap the outside curb for turn 1.
All flat out.
Yeah, it's all
Be
sorts of fun through
brave
here.
and then brake.
Very nice job through
There's
there.
that forgiving exit.
Yeah, very forgiving. And then flat out again all the way to the fun braking zone of turn 6 into turn 7. It's a lot more forgiving than you would think when you're going through the corner. You can carry more speed than I think he did. And then turn 8
So many
is
of
the
these
weird one.
corners just invite and reward trail braking.
Yes, they do, which is unfortunate for some drivers, because I know that, well, trail braking is one of the hardest things to learn, and there are certain cars that make it easier to trail brake than others. Obviously, the McLaren does really good in turning, so...
Here's that out of character, very long, almost double apex feels like hairpin that I can never take gracefully or the same way twice.
Yeah, it's incredibly hard to do, and I think the second hairpin that we just went through is even maybe a little bit harder just because of how off camber the second half of
And
the corner
elevation.
is. Yeah, that too. So Mark Kazuba coming across provisional P1 with a 127.3. Mike Farrow not too far behind, a 127.7. Sean Paul with a 128.1, and I don't think Chandler James had a valid lap, so he is on the back foot to begin with.
Looks like you're correct.
Yeah, R.D. Thompson coming across just behind. Actually, no, I'm sorry, with the exact same time as Sean Paul, with both at a 128.172. And I can't tell what this. I forget what livery this is. I think it's Venom. Yes, it is Venom.
I like it.
Yeah, the tongue running down the left side of the car. We're gonna see it here. It's pretty cool. It's kind of hard to see. It's a little bit darker, but it's really cool.
I see the vision.
Yeah. One of the Yarn brothers, I believe it's Jeremy Yarn. Yes, it is Jeremy Yarn. Up into provisional P4. His brother Jason, a little bit slower with a 128.4, but still plenty of time to try and find that extra lap time.
John DePaul, up half a second, about to put himself on provisional P2. 0.6, he's finding more.
Oh, he lost that extra tenth. No, he didn't
Yeah, a
lose that
little
extra
bit.
tenth.
Little bit.
Yeah, so up to provisional P3 by about 0.3 of a second. Ooh, a little bit scary there on the exit of turn 1, but he's able to keep it going.
Then we're about to cross the line with the half-second improvement. That'll put him more up into the mid-pack.
Yeah, there's a few drivers getting ready to cross. Juicy Jake coming across for P16.
It's about a 4 or 5/10 improvement there.
Yeah, very nice.
Yaren,
Yeah,
P19, making mega gains already. Oh no, he's entering
Oh, my
sector 3.
word.
Almost a second up. Huge lap.
yeah, he lost about
And
a
there he
tenth.
goes up into P3.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a little bit more on the table.
Yeah, amazing job there, and he has time for, I believe, 3 more laps. Possibly even 4, so he definitely still has the ability to find more time.
He must be feeling pretty confident right now. I would be.
Absolutely.
I think he can reel him in.
There was another driver that just jumped up, Raul Heron, I believe it was, to P9. Might not have been. I know that somebody jumped. I wasn't able to see who it was. Mike Farrow, only 400ths off of Mark Kazuba's top lap time. So really close battle here for that top step and the lead for lap 1 maybe.
Yeah, really overperforming tonight. He's looking like he's going to give Kazuba and Yaren a run for their money.
Yeah, now Mark Kazuba isn't letting this go lightly. He is improving on his lap. But he's a little bit ahead, I believe, of Mike Farrow. Mike Farrow invalidating his lap, unfortunately, so we're going to watch Kazuba instead as he goes through the final sector. He's improving by about 0.2 of a second right now. We'll have to see if he keeps that.
Hi, Pat. See you in chat. And he says that based on the racing he did with Kazuba on Sunday or Monday night, he should be on the podium if he can keep it clean.
All right. Well, let's hope so. Kazuba now coming through the last corner. He's going to lose all the time he had gained out of the final corner, unfortunately.
And Farrow crosses the line, and he's got a 400ths gap to Kazuba on the timing. So very vulnerable. I think Farrow can do it. He might end up being our pole sitter.
Oh, there's a yellow flag for Sean Paul. There's also a yellow flag for Ian Demler, but I don't think I'm going to be able to catch that in time to go back and look at it. Oh, he just went
just
wide.
A little bit too much speed, a little too much dirt. I nearly did that many times in the practice race.
Yeah, we saw him do that at the beginning of the last lap that he did, so not too surprising, and I think we're going to see that happen a lot during the race. But we'll have to see. Meanwhile,
One of
looking back
our
up
drivers,
front,
Kazra, who is not going to be racing tonight, says, quote, "I'd be on the podium too, but sadly, I'm not racing tonight." Okay, yeah, sure. Show up and show us.
So say Kazra did fairly well the last race, so I wouldn't put it past him. But right now, we're looking to our top 2 drivers. Mark Kazuba was improving coming into the last corner. He gains a lot more time through the middle of the corner, but he's not going to keep all of it. He'll improve by about 1/10. Unfortunately, Mike Farrow right behind improves by 3.5 tenths to take pole position away from Mark Kazuba.
That is a commanding lead.
Yeah, he has the fastest. Oh, and he crashes. So that's his qualifying done. He did the same thing that Sean Paul did coming out of turn 1, so that is Mike Farrow's qualifying done. It's all down to Kazuba.
That's all right. He didn't need it.
Yeah, Farrow with the fastest Sector 2 and Sector 3. He's about 1/10 off of Kazuba's fastest Sector 1, but it didn't matter.
Yeah. And in the race, practically speaking, I don't think Sector 1 is going to be the part of the track where passing is going to be done, so he's fine.
Yeah, now Jeremy Yaren did just take away P2 from Mark Kazuba, so Kazuba really now going to have to fight it back to see if he can get to that pole position. Sean Paul going off again. I believe that's out of turn 8. There's also a yellow flag for R.D. Thompson, but I wasn't able to see where that was.
And the timer ticks down, and that's going to be it. Last laps, last call for everyone.
Yeah.
And I don't see anyone improving hugely in any way that matters, except Yaren. If he can snag pole back, that's the real question here.
Yeah. Yeah, he's up by a good bit, but we're going to go in and cover Matt Mattisey as he was up by about 2.5 tenths to go up maybe to P6 or so, but he went deep into the final corner.
That's a shame. That would have gotten like 3 spots in the starting grid.
That was super close.
Nonetheless, he might perform really strongly in this race, so we'll see where he ends up.
Yeah, he definitely has a good chance to. Yarin improving by about 2/10 out of the second to last corner. It's all now about if he can hold it through the second to last corner. Maybe being a little pensive on the brakes, but he's going to gain time on the exit, improve by just enough to take pole away by 0.07 of a second.
Very close. Right in front of him was Dirksen, who improved by 3.5 tenths, and that put him up on P7.
Very nice job there for Dirksen. So yeah, very close overall. We have 2 drivers coming across the finish. Rafcab jumping up to P9 with about a 2/10 improvement, and is that Ansem? Yes, Ansem. Improving a little bit up to P12, but yeah, so that is...
Oh, it hits him into the wall! Oh my goodness!
It's the race ender.
Oh, the mechanics, there's no way they're going to get this fixed in time. Oh, they got it fixed in time!
Yeah, but amazing stuff. You know, we got amazing mechanics here, but we will do our grid walk shortly, but first we're going to get a word from our sponsors.
A huge thank you to our SRA sponsors and title sponsors for supporting us here at SRA, as well as support from Documise, a modern business solution for product management. Go to documise.com to learn more today. And support from Retro Saga, a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favourite classic systems, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. Enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. And a big thank you to our affiliates, Track Racer. Experience redefined gaming with Track Racer's high-quality sim rigs and accessories. Use code SRATE at checkout to support us. Armamentario, a toolbox for ACC that will enhance your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC. AT3D Sim Shop. Upgrade your sim racing experience today with premium 3D printed accessories featuring precision crafted magnetic shifters, sleek cable management solutions, versatile stream deck mounts, and immersive dashboard displays. Their innovative designs enhance performance and style, elevate every lap with top-tier quality and craftsmanship at at3d.net. Go Setups, premium esports setups for everybody. Use our affiliate link on our Discord and take your drive to the next level. Castle and Cauldron, a home-based crafting business specialising in handmade Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts and Fairy World collectibles. Magic wands, potions, mini dioramas, wall decor, costumery, cosplay, and much more. Castle and Cauldron is where crafting meets the magical. Visit facebook.com/Castle Cauldron. And from KP Concepts, your source for custom automotive renderings, graphic design, and printing. We spend countless hours making you look all good for the spectacle. Check out kpconcepts.com for more.
Last sponsor, we have Echoes of Nox. Explore an abandoned space station Explore an abandoned space station as you try to uncover the reason for why you were left behind. Fight with 3 AI factions to try and take control back of your station. Echoes of Nox, wishlist on Steam today. I think that was my most clunky ad read to date. But we're going to go and do our driver walk. If I can remember which one it is. There we go. Jeremy Yarin, my apologies. Jason is 5th, but Jeremy Yarin, P1, doing a very nice job here today. He's looking to fight it back to get possibly another win. I know he was close week 1. We'll have to see if he does, how he does here today. Mike Farrow, P2, in that Saints livery. Looking really good here today. Fastest overall in the practice servers and really close. So it'll be definitely a fight here up at the front, especially with Mark Kazuba. Currently sitting P2 in the overall driver standings. He's going to have to fight it back. Raul Heron sitting P4. Very nice job to get up here. The other brother, Jason Yarin, P5. Really good look here for the team standings, I think, for them. Sean Paul,
be huge.
The lead Aston Martin, not the norm, but he's sitting up here in P6. Christian Dirksen hopped up just at the last moment to P7. R.D. Thompson with that Venom livery up into P8. Rafcab into P9 there, just at the end, and Sergio Lindo, our lead silver driver, up to P10. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go really quickly through the rest of our drivers because we are almost to sector 3, but P11, Matt Mattisey. P12, John Ansom. P13, Darren Robichaux. P14, Chandler James, our current leader in the Gold Championship. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see if he can fight it back. Peter Jacob in P15. Ian Demler is doing a pit lane start.
Oh, no.
I don't think that's on purpose. Ben Roberts, P17. Cesare Penkovic, P18. Steven Sarver, P19. Juicy Jake, P20. Yaroslav Koval, P21. Sasha Dickhaus, P22. Chris Meck, P23. Brad Garman, P24. Stefan Buckley, P25. Aiden Springer, P26. Andrew Longlio, P27. Joey Van Winkle, P28. Tyler Thompson, P29. Chris Reaper, P30. Cliff Hemian, P31. Dario Ferrer, P32. Paulo Reese, P33. Brad Bertram, P34. Josh Parker, P35. Andy Honenberger, P36. Izasteric, P37, one of our newer drivers. And then Bruce Hopkins is also doing a pit lane start. And I don't
think that was on purpose either. He was qualifying.
Yeah. I know that there were some penalties that had to be served this week, but I don't know if that was them specifically. But
they round the final corner.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We are almost ready to go. Some of our drivers are going to be starting in that last corner, unfortunately. But that's just due to how slow this straight is. And we are off and away for SRA. The top four are well and truly ahead. I don't know if there were issues behind for Sean Paul getting that jump. We are clean for right now. We are 3 wide. There's a car going off. I believe that might be Peter Jacob. No, that's not.
Dickhaus and Springer. Oh, no, we got a parking lot. And I don't know who the root cause was, but it looks like Dickhaus was the first one who got flagged yellow.
The first yellow flag I saw was for Dickhaus.
Already an off-track rejoining, and I think it caused maybe someone to lift unexpectedly. And yeah, we see off on the right that McLaren and that Lexus. They came together.
Yeah.
And it was all over.
Yeah, also, one of the drivers went off a little bit. I believe that was Kazuba, or maybe Farah went off because Kazuba's up into P2 now. So, Mike Farrow losing a position on the opening laps.
Thompson is down 11 spots. Demler's down 17 spots. Let's wait a lap before this because the deltas are always messed up.
Yeah, it always gets super weird.
But yeah, big chaos.
Yeah, Chandler James also gained 2 spots there on the start, including one there just on the straight. There is looking to be a move there between Ben Roberts and Juicy Jake.
Well, looks like he leaves the room, and Jake takes it, and it's going to be good enough for an exit to be side by side, but that's going to leave him on the outside of this very long left-hander. I don't think he's got a chance.
Yeah, as long as Ben Roberts keeps that inside line, and he does, he's going to keep that position. Juicy Jake maybe going to try and fight it back into turn 1, but I don't think he'll have the straight line speed. There's a lot of movement happening in the back of the pack, but I believe that's just people trying to recover and maybe pit due to that lap 1 chaos that we saw. But overall, at the front, fairly clean. Mark Kazuba.
Right, and I can bring in the Reaper yellow flagged and loses a spot or 2. Now Mac yellow flagged, but now that the positions have settled, the biggest shakeups are in P19. Thompson has fallen 11 spots. In P21, Parker gained 14. Bertram in P24 gained 10. Dickhaus lost 11 down to P33.
No, there's a yellow flag for Chandler
lost
James.
15. Darren Robichaux down to P24. What happened to him?
I believe he and Chandler
replay, and he gets punted
by our championship leader. I believe Chandler James may have also fallen down a good bit. He's down back into P19 now, right behind John Ansom.
This grid has been shaken up like an Etch-a-Sketch.
Oh, there's another move there between Artie Thompson and Penkovic.
And he gets it through. He sends it on the inside and gets a way better exit and clears them well before.
Yeah, might be some talk from the stewards.
Now the Ansom Ferrari is nipping at his heels now.
Yeah, might be some talk to the stewards about that pass. We'll have to see. There's a yellow flag
potentially,
for
and that Lexus barely holding it on the track. Ooh. I'm wondering if that was a side effect of what just happened with Springer. Can we get that replay?
I will get there eventually.
Looks like his asterisk. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I missed what happened. But I think Aiden Springer either got tapped by Isasteric, which is why he's waiting here for him to get past into that braking zone.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I just missed
He
it.
did
but
wait
Juicy
quite a
Jake,
while.
Yeah, Juicy Jake got past Ben Roberts. We saw them fighting it out originally, so I believe. Ooh, there's a little bit of a bump there through the turn 7.
Could barely fit a playing card between them.
Ooh, Ben Roberts looking a little bit dicey there. I think he'll be fine on this straight, but that ends his attack, at least for now, on Juicy Jake ahead. Still super close, though. Maybe looking for a move here into turn 11.
Odyssey might be getting Raf Cab right now.
Ooh, we'll go ahead and watch that.
There was a 0 delta between them for a moment in that braking zone. Matt, oh, we have some chaos. Koval,
Oh,
Pinkovich.
Koval and Pinkovich. No. I'm going to replay this here. Oh, Pinkovich went too deep, it looks like.
Underestimated his closing speed.
Yeah, I believe that's Chris Reaper that he hit. It's either Chris Reaper... no, I'm sorry, that was Koval that he hit going into that corner. Koval taking a lot of that inside curve there, trying to get an exit. Looking out front for just a little bit, Mike Farrow currently has the fastest lap overall of a 28.1. The other two drivers ahead of him, not that much slower though. It's only a 22.2 and a 28.2 and a 28.4. Someone having a 22.2 around this track would be insane.
Yes, it would.
Yeah. There's a
yellow flag, Roberts.
Oh no!
Again, the dreaded 180. Is this the punts? Almost the same spot. Looks like just a corner after.
I don't think this is a punt. I think it was just him taking too much curb. Oh, he almost saved it too, just not able to flick it around fast enough, and so he'll be all the way down now into P29. So losing almost like around 15 spots, I think.
Ouch. Dense field ahead of him though to claw his way back up from.
Yeah, there's lots of chances, including this one between Josh Parker and Cliff Hemian. Hemian not getting the best exit here onto this straight here. I don't know if Parker's going to be able to get the move done into turn 1.
Oh, look at that
Ooh.
run. Oh, he's got this.
A lot of overspeed.
Just has to be brave.
Side by side through turn
the
1.
push hangs it around the outside. He's going to be fighting him the whole way through.
Yeah, just please don't punt each other here through turn 3.
They're leaving the space.
Yeah.
They're being very respectful, and finally shuts the door.
Yeah, very nice job there for Cliff Hemian not to cause issues. There's now a yellow flag for Paulo Reese and Chris Reaper, who I believe was just going off to avoid stuff. And then Brad Garman is, I believe, a separate incident. So I'll go ahead and replay this here. Oh,
he just snaps. He lost that rear end. I think he started braking too soon.
And then Paulo Reese, I think, just spun in sympathy, kind of. And there's also a yellow flag for Ian Demler.
Oh, and those two are still side by side. Oh, my Lord.
Ian Demler just stopped. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if he thinks he hit somebody or what. As we now have Sig in the chat. Sig, how are you doing?
Welcome to Sig.
Yeah, sorry for the delay. I'll explain off stream.
All good. Thank you for relieving me of duty. I'm going to step away because I'm suffering from a cold, but needless to say, you've walked into a very chaotic race start.
Oh, there's more yellow flags. I'm sorry, at the back.
The standings have changed. So have fun. Thank you, everyone,
right,
and enjoy the race.
Yeah, have a good one. I'm going to quickly try and see what happened here. Oh, massive accordion effect between Springer, Isasteric, and I believe that was Stefan Buckley.
Yep.
And I don't really know who I would say is at fault for that, really, because that was just a whole series of bad, not so very good fun, as Stefan Buckley was going to let Springer pass on the straight, but unfortunately he's going into the pits. Meanwhile, out front, Mike Farrow fighting Mark Kazuba. There's a yellow flag for Chandler James. Unfortunately, I'm going to watch this battle up here.
Mike Farrow, shout out to Mike Farrow. I have him on my pick D's and he's already running third. That's what we love to see.
Yeah, he's gonna try and make the over/under move work, but not able to. Mark Kazuba putting his car in the perfect spot. Unfortunately, I think Chandler James may have quit the race. I don't know what happened to him. I know that there was a yellow flag, but I wasn't able to catch it in time before he left the race.
Damn shame. I know he's leading the championship, but you do not want... I mean, he probably has a drop race, but you do not want those kind of things to happen.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Mike Farrow trying to force the issue here now into turn 3, going around the outside, not able to do anything, not able to get the pass done. Meanwhile, right behind them, Matt Mattisey got past Rafcab into turn 1. I don't know how you pass a Lexus on the straight, but apparently he did that. As there's a yellow flag for Rule Heron. We can see that they're on the outside. What happened to him? Oh, he just goes wide, tries to save it, and bunny hops every... Whoa, my word.
Ooh, almost killed Sean Paul.
I want to go on board with Sean Paul there for that. If I can... Yeah, so we're going to go on board with Sean Paul just to see this happen. Oh, my word. That was amazing there, as I just missed it, but Mike Farrow got past Mark Kazuba. I'm going to have to replay this here.
Make these prediction, yes sir.
Oh, Mark Kazuba losing it there on the exit of the hairpin there, and just essentially gives Farrow the position. And that lets Jeremy Yarn into this fight now for P2. And possibly lets Mike Farrow out to try and fight Yarn number 1 there up front. Sig, is there any major action that I'm missing?
No clue. My ACC is off. I need to turn it on.
Ah. All right. Well, Raul Heron is unfortunately losing positions due to how much damage he has. There was a pass just behind him between Dickhouse and Brad Garman. And I believe Dickhouse is the closest... Dickhouse and Garman is the closest battle that we have. But there's a lot of really close battles here, so it's hard to tell sometimes. Ooh, just in front of them, Tyler Thompson looking to go side by side with Raul Heron through that corner, and he's able to do it, I think, mostly due to Raul Heron's damage. And Raul Heron, oh my word, please, no!
Oh, no.
I did not catch what happened there other than the ping pong. I'm going to quickly replay this here. So I know that Raul Heron was getting caught by Brad Garman. Brad Garman hits, I believe that was Dickhouse, into Raul Heron. That's the massive accordion effect. That was really weird, and now Raul Heron definitely has to try and pit and fix that damage. Meanwhile, back up front, Sergio Lindo and Peter Jacob fighting for P9.
Yeah, side by side.
Yeah, Lindo's going to get the pass done into turn 1, but he's going to take the inside line, so might have a compromised exit.
Let's see. Is the LA Lakers Lexus. Can't say I'm quite a fan of that livery choice, but you know how, you know.
Yeah, not as compromised of an exit as I maybe would have thought. But still very close. Meanwhile, we have a new fastest lap of a 128.0 from Mark Kazuba. I will say, though, that Farrow's last lap was technically faster, though. It's an invalid 127.8. I assume he had to skip the chicane, but I don't know. Yeah, right now, not much of a battle up front there, with about a 2-second gap between Yarin, Farrow, Kazuba, other Yarin, and Dirksen. Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure that I catch any battles as they go on. Mike Farrow now taking the fastest lap with an actual sub 28. That was valid this time of a 127.9. About 0.2 faster than Yaron was on the last lap.
Yeah, right now we have a 3-car train from starting from Raf Cab and P8 all the way down to Juicy Jake and P11.
Yeah, so Sergio Lindo had been the front of a 3-car train, but it's now a 4-car train as they've all cut up to Raf Cab. And I don't know if you're able to hear it on the stream. I hope you're able to, but Sergio Lindo's front tires sound like they're getting scrubbed to high heaven. Which, in case you don't know what that means, it means he's essentially trying to get more grip out of the front tires than he's really able to, as we see that in the exit of turn 8, Raf Cab losing, or sorry, that's turn 7. Now we're into turn 8. He's going to lose time there again.
Oh, looks like he had a little bit of a slide. I think Lindo might have a chance, but he's going to have to get a move done in the very difficult chicane.
Yeah, the other move, though, right behind them, Juicy Jake on Peter Jacob. Oh, that was very close to making contact, but they are clean. Juicy Jake possibly looking here for another move into turn 11. No, he's going to keep it safe for now. They are catching up to the Lexuses in front, though, just due to how the brakes of those two cars work. We have essentially extreme opposites between these cars.
Yeah, you have the best brakes on the grid versus the worst brakes on the grid.
Yeah, fastest car versus... I don't think it's the slowest car, but I know it's one of the slowest. But yeah. Mike Farrow having another really fast lap again on this last lap of a 127.9. But it was invalid. So part of me thinks that he's using up a lot of his so-called speed tokens here a little early.
I think he's fine. He's probably, as Garmin. No.
Yeah. Brad Garmin almost tried to make a move there on Thompson into...
Oh, and there's a yellow flag!
Oh, Joey Van Winkle!
I just went on his screen. He was chasing somebody.
I believe that's him trying to chase Brad Garmin. And then, oh, he just lost it on the brakes, went a little wide, braked on the grass, loses it. Thankfully, he only loses about 3 or 4 positions, I think, down to P24. Meanwhile, up front, right. Sergio Lindo has lost 2 positions. I'm going to quickly replay this up here. I don't know exactly what happened, but he lost 2 positions to Juicy Jake, Steven Sarver, and Peter Jacob. He got the position back from Sarver. But he also got the position back from Peter Jacob. I believe into turn 11. Oh no, Lindo! I guess Thompson is pitting. No, please, Lindo, just go into the pits, Lindo. Okay, he is going into the pits. We're good. All right. So Sergio Lindo with a unexpected pit stop, an unplanned pit stop. And I don't know if R.D. Thompson was planning that pit stop either, but there he went. There's a yellow flag for Chris Reaper, who I believe went off on the exit of turn 1. But he's overall okay. Meanwhile, Steven Sarver losing a position to John Ansem. I'm going to quickly replay this and see if we can figure out what happened.
Yes, there we go. All right, try DM'd you the pip link. Let's get that second speed.
All right.
Working.
All right, so Steven Sarver, I believe, just losing it there on the exit there of turn 4. And let's get this pip on the road. Meanwhile, Sean Paul had gotten past Christian Dirksen, but then he didn't. So let's see why.
In the meantime, we have Koval here. Ooh, side by side.
All right. I don't know what I saw between Sean Paul and Dirksen.
Trying to send it around the outside of that first hairpin. And he's gotten it to stick.
Maybe for now. Koval going deep into the corner, though.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, he keeps the position. He almost slammed the door there on, I believe that's Josh Parker, but he's able to keep the position for now. Josh Parker now leading Pekovic, Bertram, and a few other cars going into turn 1 again. Looking out front, I'm going to give another update out here.
As Bertram is going to go wide and Robichaud is going to eat that position up.
Yeah. More updates for out front. Mark Kazuba now owns the fastest lap with a 1:27.825. But more importantly for this race results, Mike Farrow has caught up to Jeremy Yarin for this P1 fight. And I think Farrow is really the only person who has a chance to fight it with Yarin here for that lead. Mark Kazuba has been fast, but he was losing time to Yarin when he was just driving on his own out front there. Now he was battling with, there was a battle between Farrow, Kazuba, and Jason Yarin, so that could have been part of it. But he was never able to catch up to Jeremy like Mike has up here.
Yeah, and their pip. Yeah, there we go. Pankovic tried to move down the inside of Josh Parker, but unfortunately, it's what we call a quarter difference.
Oh
my goodness.
Maybe intentionally taking... I don't think that was intentional, but it could have been intentional taking the wide line there to try and get more speed down that front straight, but he's not able to do it.
Yeah. Speaking of which, you have Chris Reaper here. No, he was really close to Bertram, but Bertram extended his gap. Let's see. Yeah, 0.3 seconds behind Bertram. Chris Reaper's looking for that P18 position.
Yeah, we've still got that train going from P14 back to P19.
That was a yellow flag for Asterisk. I think he's fine now.
He's going forward, so I think he's fine. There was also a pass just back here between Van Winkle and Roberts. I'm going to see if I can figure out what happened here. Or maybe it was Brad Gurman going wide. It was Brad Gurman going wide, losing 2 positions to Van Winkle and then to Ben Roberts. Josh Parker going wide. Possibly opening the door for Pankovic. That door is wide open. Pankovic getting to the inside of the corner. I don't think he's going to have the acceleration to get that position back, but it all depends on how Josh Parker breaks into this corner. They both break fine.
He's going to go deep. No?
I'm shocked he didn't go deep, to be honest, but no. They are both fine. And we do have drivers coming into the pits now. Matt Mattisey and Cliff Hemian into the pits, as well as Brad Bertram. Drivers possibly looking to perform the undercut as Pankovic almost rear ends Parker there on the...
Farrow and Yaron are side by side for the lead of the race.
Ooh, they are.
Farrow's slightly ahead, heading into the chicane. I think he's cleared him completely.
Yeah, I'm going to replay this here just to see what happened.
He just invalidated his lap, though. I hope that's not going to be a drive-through, Farrow. Farrow, you're on my Pick These team. We can't be doing this drive-through nonsense.
Yeah, Farrow getting the pass done. I believe Jeremy may have had an issue coming through the exit of turn 8. I don't know if it was oversteer, understeer, or what, but that has allowed Mike Farrow to get into the lead of this race.
Yeah, but now Marcus Zuba is also, all of a sudden, he was more than a second behind. That little battle is now put Kazuba in the battle for the lead as well, because they're all within a second of each other.
Yeah. Peter Jacob has gotten past John Ansom here in the main screen. I just wanted to highlight that. There's a yellow flag for Asterisk there. Unfortunately, I think that's just going way deep. I know he's already pit once, or maybe that was an RTG, but I'm not sure. Rafcab is into the pits. For whatever reason, the TV cam doesn't work.
Jeremy Yaron just went wide. And so Marcus Zuba itching to take the position off of him.
Oh, there's a DT for Sean Paul.
There we go, first DT of the night.
Sean Paul was looking to do very nice here. P6, possibly top 5 finish if he was able to get past Christian Dirksen.
Oh, there's a yellow flag for Peter Jacob.
Oh, there's also a yellow flag for Ansom. I believe this might be related. So
we'll put the replay on the main screen and we'll focus on the battle for P2 and the pip.
Oh, well, it's kind of related. So Peter Jacob went wide on accident, and then Ansom went wide to try and avoid Jacob. and kept it going straight, if only just. Yeah, so Ansem now back into P9.
I think Kazuba should pit right now and get the under. Yeah, there we go.
I think he heard
there
you.
we go. Yeah, so you can get the undercut on Yaron.
Oh, my word, Penkovic. Penkovic going very deep into that corner, but thankfully, nothing too bad happening. But yeah, now the interesting part, I think, for Kazuba will be where he comes out. So if I go into the helicam, he is currently coming out of the pits. He's going to come out, I believe, right behind a couple drivers. Ooh, action here into turn 1 due to the way that the pit line works. Kazuba really has to get past, I believe this is Tyler Thompson here. But he's not able to. Oh, no, that's Sean Paul.
Yeah, that's Sean
Where's
Paul who
Kazuba?
just served his drive-through.
Okay. Kazuba is now
Kazuba's
coming out of the
still in the
pits.
pits.
Okay. He, I think, will be in a little bit better position, but we'll have to see. No, he's going to come... Okay, he's going to come out right in front of
Right
Ferrer.
in front of Dario Ferrer. And
Right.
Ferrer, ooh, he's coming in. He's coming in hot.
Yeah. But crucially, Kazuba has about a 7-second gap to Ben Roberts ahead of him. So he will get that improvement from the undercut. So it's not like he'll be stuck behind somebody for a good chunk of the time. Meanwhile, Penkovic has gotten past Josh Parker. Unfortunately, I don't think I replayed it quickly enough.
Those two were an absolute dogfight. Both their last laps were invalidated though, so I hope there wasn't any foul play. Josh Parker went wide
Yeah, I don't know.
this lap, so...
Yeah, meanwhile, Jeremy Yarin into the pits. Now all the pressure is on Mike Farrow. His last lap was a decent bit slower than his fastest lap. A 127.9 compared to a 128.6. So I'm really interested to see if he or how quickly he comes into the pits, because we're right now getting to the halfway point.
Yeah, Peter Jacob and Sean Paul and Koval and Yaron just pitted. That's very important.
Yeah, so he really, I think, has to pit this lap just to cover off the cars behind. Because otherwise, especially in the Porsche, you lose lap time very quickly at the ends of stints just due to how unstable the rear of the car gets. So I think he has to pit now and hope that Kazuba and Yarin, who, by the way, are right behind each other, right beside each other now, essentially, don't get better laps.
Kazuba got the undercut to work because he's ahead of Yara now. So he's running the effective second place right now. We don't know how much time Ferro's gonna lose, and he's gonna stay out. Interesting.
Yeah, his last
Yellow
lap was
flag
on
is
an
Van
improvement.
Winkle.
Oh no, Joey. He's already had one off, unfortunately, so let's go ahead and see what this second one was. As he's, I don't think it's intentional donuts in the grass, but that is what he's doing. Oh, and he just goes wide on turn 7, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
really
tough.
unfortunate. Ooh, my word. Very close to having more incidents there. Christian Dirksen now into the pits, was provisional P5, I believe. He got past, so we'll have to see where he comes out. Juicy Jake now up into the podium for the moment. Yeah, so Kazuba and Yarin now going to be coming through the final corner here. This, I think, is the most important part about looking to see how fast he is. So Kazuba...
Looking at the gap to the leader, Kazuba is a minute behind Ferro.
Yeah.
We know you lose a 30-second standing still, but how much time do you lose at getting into the pits itself?
Ooh.
As Kazuba almost died.
Jeez. So the time in pit lane is about 55 seconds for Kazuba and Yarin. And that's with perfect pit stops. So I think it'll be about a minute 5 lost overall. And they're within that minute 5. I'm looking at last laps. Kazuba did a 128.2. Mike Farrow did go into the pits, but his lap before then was a 128.6. So I don't think he was fast enough to secure that P1. I do think he's going to come out in P3. However, he did have the speed. He was catching everyone ahead of him when he was, free and didn't have anyone ahead of him. But if you wouldn't mind watching Pharaoh there as we watch Kazuba now coming through the final two corners. Held up a little bit by, I believe that's Bruce Hopkins there, trying to get around him for blue flags. Not an issue, though. Mike Pharaoh still not moving there in the pip.
Yeah, his car just got lowered.
All right.
Coming out of the pits, and Kazuba is rounding that final corner. Pharaoh, I think he's gonna stay ahead. Yeah,
that's a massive lead. What happened? We're gonna have to check the deltas here, but that's like a 5-second lead. What happened? So Kazuba's last lap was a 1:28.8. Jeremy Yarns was a 28.3. But Mike Pharaoh comes out ahead of them by 5.5 seconds, essentially.
Seems like it.
I guess
and
Mike
Pharaoh is gonna have the advantage of fresh tires on top of that, so it's looking like a really good race.
Yeah.
Pharaoh, thank you for serving SIG FC in the Pick D's championship.
Hey, don't count your eggs yet. I don't want to jinx him. We've done that before. Okay. I'll let you interview him then when he crashes out into P3.
All right, man.
Yeah. Right now.
When he gets a drive-through.
Yeah, Jason Yarn now into the pits to perform his pit stop, so we'll have to see where he comes out. Our last couple non-pitters are Ben Roberts and I believe Sasha Dickhouse. So not too many drivers who haven't pitted. There's an off for Andy Honenberger, but I'm not going to show that, or at least the replay.
Ooh, Cliff Hemion currently chasing down Brad Bertram, but we have entered this thing called the straight.
There was a
we are no longer in this thing called the straight. And seems like Hemion, side by side, has the inside line, and he's gonna get past Brad Bertram.
Yeah, very nice job there.
22 in the race. Shout out to my former championship rival in D5 a few seasons ago.
Yeah, so just to look at the overall speeds now, Mike Pharaoh's last lap, a 2:17.8. So obviously that it was an out lap. So obviously not very representative, but he did gain time on Kazuba behind him. The gap was about 5 seconds. It's now almost up to 7. As Artie Thompson and Steven Sarver here fight for a little bit. However, I'm going to watch Peter Jacob and Yaroslav Koval fighting down into turn 4. Excuse me. Fighting to try and get back. Peter Jacob going to have a slight run as we see a private jet there up in the top right corner. Oh.
Yeah. You're gonna take a peek down the inside, but it's such a fast corner. You have to be door to door to try and go for a move like that.
Yeah, that was almost a really scary move.
Ooh, and I think Peter Jacob, ooh.
Not able to do anything there.
Nervous.
Yeah.
Nervous for the corner. Or is he nervous because the camera's on him?
I don't know. Oh, my word. Okay, I'm going to hop off of him so that we don't cause an incident. All right. Another battle up here up front. Rafcab and Juicy Jake here for P9. With Matt Mattisey not all that far ahead of them. And then just behind them, R.D. Thompson, Steven Sarver and R.D. Thompson fighting for that last position inside the top 10. And I believe that's the battle in the pip. Is that correct?
I believe so, yeah.
All right. So yeah, lots of fun battles. There's also, I'll go ahead and show this for our Chris Reaper fans, about 6/10 right behind Darren Robichaux. Robichaux wasn't quite our pole sitter in silver, I believe, but he was really close. I believe it was Sergio Lindo who was pole sitter. But once Sasha Dickhouse is done in the pits, and we'll give it a couple laps, we will go ahead and go through our biggest movers of the week so far.
Yeah, current silver leader is Steven Sarver in P10 overall.
Yeah, and he's fighting to try and improve that.
Sean Paul's been chasing Ansem for a while in the Ferrari.
Yeah, Sean Paul
now down to 0.3 second gap.
Ooh.
Oh, he's going for it.
No, he's not.
Decides not to go for it. Dirksen just set the fastest lap, 127.807.
Oh. So Dirksen flexing his muscle now. So Sig, I've not been able to ask you since you unfortunately weren't able to join us for the start, as Sean Paul looks maybe to the inside for the moment, but not right now. How have you enjoyed driving Donington in the pit or in the practice?
Sector 1 and Sector 2 are very fun. Sector 3 is Satan.
All right, so we're in agreement.
The chicane and the two hairpins. Yeah, I just can't get it down, man.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, everything else flows super well until it doesn't. As Sean Paul gets an almost run there on Ansem, but not able to do it. Not able to get close enough. But he might here. It all depends on this exit into this corner. Not able to get it done, though. Still about 4/10 back. Might improve a little bit by the end of the straight, but not enough to go through. As R.D. Thompson has a brief yellow flag. A little more than brief.
RD.
I don't know if you could hear the sand trailing off in the background of the camera, but I believe he went. Oh, my word.
Oh my goodness, RD.
Did he keep it out of the wall?
No
He
contact.
did. I'm shocked.
No contact.
And he kept that P10 position. So, our silver leader now up into P9. Darren Robichaux briefly got passed by Peter Jacob, I believe, only to just get it back. As Chris Reaper goes a little bit wide there on corner exit, but no issues yet. Most of our front runners in the top 5 are now either down into or really close to the 127s. So, looking good there, but I'm going to go ahead and look at our biggest movers for the moment. So, our biggest overall mover, Josh Parker, up 17 spots after a qualifying ban, so very nice job there. Right ahead of him, Chris Reaper, up 13 spots from P30 to P17. Also up 13 spots, P7, Juicy Jake, from P20 all the way up into the top 10, so very nice job there. And then we have a couple drivers who've moved 11 or 12 places. Brad Bertram just gained another position up into P12. Cliff Hemian up 11 spots. And then Steven Starver up in P9 right now, currently up 10 spots from P19. So a lot of movement.
Sean Paul. He was so close, man.
All right, well, we'll go back to this battle here in the main screen. And in the pip. And a little bit of a gigantic wiggle there on the exit of turn 12. But thankfully not able to do anything.
Yeah, I wasn't able to check. Wait, let me check that on a separate window. How is the championship shaping up?
Yeah, so Chandler James has a commanding lead right now, obviously with 3 wins and 2 fastest laps in the last 3 races. But unfortunately, he wrecked out. I did not see his wreck, unfortunately, but I do know that he wrecked out. So
Marcus Zuba 84 points behind. However, Marcus Zuba has no drop points, while Chandler has 72. So Chandler still has that drop points cushion that's gonna disappear after this race.
Yeah, and it's now going to be really interesting to see how the rest of the season shakes out, because obviously Mark Kazuva is going to get at least a little bit of inroads. I think about 16 points, maybe 17 depending on fastest lap. Speaking of fastest lap, Mike Farrow with an insane 127.3. And that is 2/10 faster than anyone else. Mark Kazuba has the second fastest lap with a 127.58. And then there's a couple drivers who are right around the 127.8. But
Mike Farrow, looking at his standing, he's currently 30th in the championship. I don't know if he's been unlucky considering the pace he's showing today, but absolutely great performance by him.
yeah, I know that there were a couple drivers who got demoted from D3 from D2 to D3 to make room for like Sam Stott and some of the other faster drivers who came up from D3 and D4, but I don't think he was one of them. I just don't remember.
No, he's teamed up with Chris Mack, so he's been here since the beginning.
So maybe this is just his track.
Yeah, could be the case.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Sean Paul still trying to get past Ansem here for P11, and Artie Thompson is not that far ahead of them now. Sean Paul looking to get a run.
Paul has one hell of a run.
Oh, my word.
Down the outside, going for the switcheroo. I think he touched too much grass there.
Yeah,
when we say touch some grass, we don't mean it like that.
Yeah, Sean has almost gotten some contact into that corner multiple times. Thankfully, John Ansem ahead of him has been able to avoid that, but I do kind of think that we're going to come to a head here in just a moment. Well, hopefully not just a moment, but it wouldn't shock me if something happens between those two. Meanwhile, Mark Kazuba almost sets the fastest lap with a 127.355. Only about 0.012 or maybe 0.0118. I don't know.
200.
Really close.
18 milliseconds.
Yeah.
Let's just go with that.
Super close. The other thing I'll go ahead and point out is the speed trap data, just for the fun of it. Right now, we have two drivers tied for the fastest speed trap time. I don't know where it is, but that is Brad Bertram here in P22 with 240 kilometers an hour, and then Rafcab up in P8 with 240 kilometers an hour. Fun fact.
Mustang and a Lexus.
Yeah. Fun fact, the slowest, at least that I can see, is a 2:33 for Matt Mattisey here in P6. And then no one ahead of him is really that much faster than him. Dirksen 2:34, Jason Yarn 2:34, Jeremy Yarn 2:34, and then Mark Kazuba and Mike Farrow up in 2:35. So I find that a little interesting.
Yeah, Ansem now sniffing the back of R.D. Thompson for that final top 10 position. 0.5 seconds behind. These guys have been battling each other, Sean Paul and Ansem, and it seems like in the process, R.D. has not been...
No, R.D. Just as I go on board with him, too.
Yeah, we cursed him. Is this the chance Sean Paul needs to finally get the overtake done?
He's going to get a better exit out of turn 7. Possibly going to force the issue to turn 8. No, but he will get a better exit. He hooked up the apex better. And even if he does get a better exit, he's going to be right behind him. So as long as he gets into the slipstream...
Which he isn't.
I don't get it. Like... Oh, he almost forced it too wide through the chicane. But I really don't get it. I know that... Like, every time we watch a battle here between two drivers... It could just be that there's something different as John Ansem goes a little bit deep there. But none of these drivers seem to get into the slipstream. I don't know if you've noticed that, but that's at least what it seems like to me. As Pinkovich gets past Josh Parker, I'm going to quickly replay this here.
Maybe they're just afraid of causing contact by, following too close in the slipstream.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of very hard. It's very hard to see the breaking point when there's a big car in front of you.
Mm-hmm. I know we had an issue like that with one of the cars back when we raced at Spa, but I don't know. I just feel like there's an avoidance of free speed, as I would call it.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, as Marty missed it in chat points out, P13, the 5-way battle, it's more like it's more like a 6-way battle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 5 actually.
Yeah, it's
a 5-way battle for P12.
Yeah, Sergio Lindo had been doing pretty good. He's fallen back a little, but his one saving grace is straight line speed. He's about 3/10 faster than Koval behind him, 4/10 faster than Robichaux behind Koval. So it would take an issue on one of the exits from Lindo, I think, to really give up one of the positions, especially with a Porsche behind him. But yeah, so Sean Paul has fallen a little bit back now from Ansem, about a second. So this is the most important battle on track. Peter Jacob really close. Sergio Lindo going a little bit deep into turn 12. There's a drive-through penalty for Brad Bertram there in P22, I believe, unfortunately for him. I'm a little shocked we haven't seen more drive-thrus, though. I don't know many places where you would get that track limits, though, other than maybe the chicane.
The chicane. I think that's it, really, just a chicane. The very annoying chicane.
Yeah. Yeah, the only other place I could maybe think of would be if you take too much curb through turn 8. But that would be insane to try and take that much curbing through turn 8.
Yeah, Jean Paul is side by side. He's side by side with the Porsche of Ansem. Can he finally get the move done? He has the inside line. No, he doesn't. He has the outside line into the chicane. He's gonna cut.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's
And
intentionally...
he's gonna lose exit speed.
Yeah, I don't know if he intentionally lost time on the exit, but he definitely lost time. There's a yellow flag.
between...
my word!
Oh, the 5-car train. The 5-car train has blown up, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm gonna replay this here in the booth. I'm gonna quickly hide the pip so I can see what happens there in the back. I'm sorry.
It's fine, it's fine.
Oh.
Jean Paul and Ansem are still at it, though.
Amazing avoidance there, but I believe that was Chris Reaper to get P13. But that sucks. That was an amazing battle between Robichaux, Hemian, I believe it was Hemian and a couple other drivers. So now that 5-way battle has shifted back to P16.
Yeah, and Jean Paul is still 0.1 second behind Ansem. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think Ansem was about a second slower than Sean Paul on the last lap, so I think he had to have some kind of issue. There's another yellow flag for Peter Jacob, who goes off on the exit of turn 1, but I'm not gonna force him to relive that. And now Sean Paul looking to get a good exit on the back
down
straight.
the right hander.
He's gonna get a
The Rum
decent
Runners
exit.
Racing number 2 driver. What can he do? Into the chicane.
Nothing into the chicane.
Rough.
So still looking good. As there's, I don't know, was that a tambourine in the background that I'm hearing?
No, that's just a piece of metal, bro. My cat found a new toy.
Yeah. Interesting cat toys.
Yeah, he's a weirdo. An audio colored weirdo.
I apologize. I'm getting a whole bunch of frame drops right now. So I'm not entirely sure why that is. Hopefully it fixes itself. Uh-oh, Donovan's in the chat now. We're in trouble now.
Do you know what else is looking good?
There's a lot of options here, but no, I don't know.
Might pick these predictions.
I was gonna say.
Wait, who's wait, let me go take a peek at the D1.
I was gonna say, how's D1 doing? Ooh.
Yeah, because I picked the championship. I picked the championship leader. I should have picked him for race 1, but you know how it is.
Anyway, quickly replaying the booth. John Ansem went wide on the exit of turn 7, giving Sean Paul P10.
Anton is in P5. Fuck!
Hey!
I mean.
Come on.
My bad.
Come on, man. It's supposed to be a fun show here, family friendly. We're gonna have to mute that now.
Oh, my Big D's prediction, bro.
I was gonna say, who's winning D1 right now?
I turned it off before I
Come
saw
on.
that. Listen, I only care about car number 1.
All right. Well, really quickly, there was an off for Darren Robichaux. That was a punt and a half for Darren Robichaux, apparently, that I just barely caught here on the replay from...
It's Jeremy Mercer who's winning D1 right now.
Aw, not John Laz.
No, John Laz is in P2 with fastest lap.
I'll take it. All right. Anywho, back to D3 racing. Juicy Jake up in P7. Really close to the back of Matt Mattisey. There is no discernible difference really in fastest speed. Actually, I didn't know the Porsche was faster than the I think that's the 296, but that might be Slipstream, as Matt Mattisey goes wide or deep or whatever. I'm not sure.
And Juicy Jake, he invalidated those, so I wonder if that's a speed token usage.
I don't know, but they would have both gone off track, so I think he's okay. Juicy Jake went deep into turn 11. Donovan saying that the off that we saw for Robichaux was straight up murder, and I do agree.
Josh Parker, yellow flag.
Brief yellow flag, so
Must
I think
have
he's
been
okay.
the win.
But yeah, he's okay for now. But Matt Mattisey trying to fight it back with Juicy Jake. Their fastest laps are essentially the same. They're only off by about 0.2, so it all comes down to who has the better tires.
I see Malia in the chat saying she wants a spin-off on the adventures of Six Cat. Right now, let's see, where did he go? Where did he go?
Is he hiding?
No, he was scratched in the back of my chair and then he just disappeared.
Matt Mattisey short shifting to try and get better exit, but unfortunately still has oversteer issues. He's going to lose about 3 to 4 tenths down this straight, and while I don't think that's the end of this battle for P6, it definitely puts a damper on it for the moment. Now I will, however, go back here and look at this four-way battle for P23 between Thompson, Van Winkle, Dickhouse, and Bertram. I believe that's Tyler Igelli said that he replayed Sig's crash out, and I wish I could replay that here in the stream, but unfortunately I don't have that kind of replay.
Anton Rusovic. I should have just picked someone else. Everybody got 112 points.
I don't.
Off of Anton that I'm getting. Oh, you didn't?
I've not picked him yet.
Oh, you haven't picked him yet either, huh?
Yeah.
Well.
Meanwhile,
let's see. I picked you last week and you gave me 9 points.
Oh, well, so it's your fault that I got murdered. Anywho, in the main screen, Dickhouse and Van Winkle are going side by side down down the back straight. Van Winkle keeping the issue. Oh no, Van Winkle!
No. And Bertram's gonna get involved a little bit as well.
We're gonna replay this here, but yeah, trying to go side by side through the chicane. Unfortunately, I don't know if that was Van Winkle that should have backed off more, or
that was a netcode touch.
I don't know. That was close either way. But yeah, so Dickhouse losing another spot there, unfortunately. For my Chris Reaper fans, coming now through turn 8,
JC.
Reaper right behind Sergio Lindo. Yeah, it is kind of a repeat. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of trains that almost had fun and then didn't. Reaper almost sending a move there down the inside on Lindo, but not able to.
That Porsche has some straight line today, man.
Yeah, I do wonder. Are you able to look at the team standings and see if is Reaper in the 992 or the 991? I assume it's the 992, but I don't know. As there's a yellow flag for Cliff Hemian, who unfortunately just quit the race. Maybe, or I don't know. There's a whole bunch of craziness happening. I believe Cliff Hemian is having server connection issues. So we're just going to go ahead and keep following Reaper and Lindo as they battle it out for P12. Quinn Jetter saying it's the 992. Okay. Sergio Lindo not taking all the exit that he can there into turn 4.
Yellow flag is Jaroslav
Oh
Koval.
no, Koval.
Looking the wrong way.
We're going to go on here and just see what happened. I believe... Oh no, that was just oversteer. That wasn't grass or anything. Very nice avoidance there by Penkovic and RD Thompson, though, to not hit him, as there's more yellow flags for Peter Jacob and Cliff Hemian again, but I think that's just avoidance and more server issues, as there's a yellow flag for Sergio Lindo.
And Chris Reaper gets fast.
I wonder if this was a punt.
Here?
No? Oh, he just...
he just
that
lost
was weird.
it. But that's like a weird... Yeah, that's a weird loss, and he's still there.
I'm going to try and go on board here to watch this and see if we can see what happened. So we're going to watch his wheel.
Yeah.
That looks like a wheel disconnect almost. Because he, like, did not turn the wheel. And he's not moved, so I have to think that's some kind of crash. Game crash.
That's such a shame. Sergio Lindo was having an absolutely wonderful race.
We've had people have that issue. Sergio Lindo, unfortunately, the latest victim to mechanical issues. Oh no! Did you see that comment about Ian Demler?
What?
Demler's brake pedal broke.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. I think he was involved in one of the incidents earlier, but geez, that is insane. I mean, I'm going to get off of Sergio Lindo so we don't have to keep reliving his pain. But yeah, so I know that right before last week's race in D2, Coach Jeffrey's pedal broke, and so he wasn't able to race. And so apparently it's happened again. Hopefully it's not the same set of brakes, but it wouldn't shock me. As Cesare Penkovic has a drive-through. No. That is, I believe, our third drive-through.
Hemian is teleporting everywhere. He is having connection issues again.
I really hope we don't have another Suzuka issue like we did.
Let's just hope for the best. As we're gonna look, I'm gonna take a peek at RD Thompson, who's 0.3 seconds behind Penkovic.
Yeah, Penkovic
is about to serve a drive-through.
Penkovic not serving it yet, though.
We're looking at the battle for the lead. Mike Farrow.
He's got this in the bag, probably.
Yeah, he's got this in the bag. Thank you for your contribution to the sick pick D's.
I'm so happy I picked him too. So. But yeah, so Penkovic might be holding out for his drive-through penalty until the very end of the race. I really don't know. It kind of depends on what Mike Farrow does, because I will have to see when he comes across the line for the next lap. But it's either going to be one more lap after this or 2 more laps, as Peter Jacob is off through turn 4. Let's go.
And that's another case of oversteers.
I don't know about that one. That one looked like he might have broke a little late, unfortunately. Right in front of the leaders. He's managed to keep it straight, thankfully, so not lost too many positions.
Yeah, we'll pick up for D3. I mean, yeah, Dom, you could be right. Oh man.
Well.
And then I picked Anton for his P5 stinker.
You win some and you win some. You win some. Except for me, because I'm in last place. And
bro, last week my D1 driver put up like 20 something points, and then my D2 driver, cough, put up 9 points.
You can't blame me.
And everybody else, my D3 and D4 drivers won their races.
Don't blame me, okay? I got killed 3 times into turn 1.
Yeah, I know it's not your fault. I know it's not your fault.
In consecutive laps, by the way.
What, I should just pick myself instead?
Go ahead. It'll end just the same.
Alright.
Let's say, at least wait until your quality bans are done.
Oh yeah, I have a penalty start tomorrow.
Oh no!
Oh no! Escobar sends Robichaux into a spin.
I can't lie, I was expecting that, which is why I was watching. Please get moving before the other drivers go through. Okay, Peter Jacob.
Late.
Okay, we're
Peter Jacob Frood.
Yaron. Please, at least don't kill the Yaron brothers. They are on for good finishes here.
You know, for the fun of it, should we just interview both Yaron brothers? They're on for a 3-4.
I was gonna say, if they finish P3 and 4, I am down for that. But yeah, I'm interested to see if they now have any kind of, you know, I don't know if you would call it team orders or brother orders, but any orders to, you know, hold zone, essentially. Because they are right behind each other, and I assume they don't want to wreck each other, especially now.
And the final lap has started as Rafcab and Sarver yellow flag moments.
Oh no, roll!
And hey! No! Oh my goodness! Come on,
that's
man!
Sean Paul, Rascab. We're gonna rewatch
and
this.
Handsome.
Oh my word! That was insane. So Rule Heron, unfortunately, he might have been involved in another incident. I'm going to see if I can find him. Okay, so we're going to watch and see what happened. Oh, he got hit, tried to rejoin, and spun right as he was rejoining in front of 2 other drivers.
And then like with some ping cheese as well, because that was not a hard hit on Sean Paul's car at all. At least not one that would warrant a spin like that.
So Sean Paul falls down into P9, I believe. He might... Honestly, though, it's been a decent recovery drive for Sean. Pat saying he wants to see that from Sean's POV. If you give me just a second, I can do my best. Oh, I didn't go back far enough. My apologies. Okay. We did show another fun replay from Sean Paul at the start of the race. So if you want to go back and watch that, I highly suggest it. But yeah, so there's another yellow flag for Cliff Hemian. But
I think it's just his connection issues, but Ferro has crossed the line in first. Marcus Zuba is going to cross the line in second.
Yep.
And then the Yaron brothers are battling for that final podium position. And checking in with our silver championship, Sarver is currently leading by a pretty good margin. And as long as he takes P8, he'll also take the silver win.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good for him right now. Christian Dirksen's going to come across with an amazing P5. Juicy Jake not too far behind him for P6. Matt Mattisey P7. And as long as Steven Sarver doesn't have any shenanigans, he should come across the line to finish P8. Although I honestly can't tell what the standings are anymore because people are leaving or going back to the pits. But either way, an amazing job for Ferro to pull out the win.
Yes, I dropped the screenshot of the standings the best I can, with the exception of our race winner, Mike Carroll 9. But you know, we have everybody else. Yeah,
I'll get a screenshot here before too long, as it's looking a little hectic right now. But where is our winner? I think he might have already left the server, so I am going to wait for our last couple drivers to come across the line, and there we go. Our winner, Ferro. Give me a second, I need to get a screenshot. All right.
Yeah, just get it all the way to P8 so we know the servers are the silver.
Yeah.
Silver winner.
So there's that. It's been a very interesting race. I know that you weren't here for the whole time, Sig, but for at least a little bit that you were here, how do you think that race went?
That was a pretty good race. That was a pretty good race. I did not see the lap one shenanigans, but that was a pretty good race. A lot of battles all around. Some chaos. It seems like trains were not safe today.
Yeah, unfortunately they weren't. We saw a wreck at the back in turn 1. There was some other chaos that happened a little bit. We saw so many punts into the chicane. It's honestly insane. But we're going to go ahead and wait a little bit to see if we can get our silver winner, Steven Sarver.
Okay, wait, let me start sending the ping.
Yeah, please do that. But as soon as I see Sarver, I am pulling him in. I do see Kazuba, but I want to wait a little bit to pull him in. See if we can get our silver winner in first. But yeah, so a lot of fun battles. I'm not seeing our P3, 4, or our there's one of the Yarn brothers. Let's see if we can get the other one in.
Yeah, we see Jason Yarn, but where is Jeremy Yarn?
I do not know, and I don't see Mike Farrow either. Oh no, there he is.
Nope.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let's see. People keep randomly joining, so I'm going to go ahead and should we start at the top to let some of our lower drivers filter in, or do we want to? Oh no, there's Steven Sarver. I'm pulling him in now. He doesn't have a choice. Steven, welcome to the booth.
Steven Sarver.
What's up?
Congratulations.
Silver winner.
I know, I was not expecting that after qualifying.
Yeah, the whole race as a whole seems very chaotic, and I know that you were involved in at least some of that, or right next to some of that, but go ahead and talk us through how your race went.
I mean, I qualified pretty poorly. I left about a half second on that. My goal was just to survive the first couple laps. I knew people would slide off, and we'd have room to fill a gap. Raced hard with RD and Peter Jacob pretty early. They pit kind of early to me, so I stayed out trying to neutralize my tire deficit at the end of the race, because I knew how hot the track was. And then I guess the track came to me, because eventually I was up in the top 10.
Yeah, there were a couple incidents ahead of you that did help with that, between Sean Paul's drive-through and whatnot. But either way, consistency is key, and especially around this track. So I know that the first off, how many track cut warnings did you have, or did you have any?
I had 2 through the chicane.
All right. So was that it, or?
Yeah, that was just the 2 through the chicane. That was when I was trying to catch RD after the pit stops. I saw him slipping up through there, so I was trying to keep pace and push it maybe into the hairpin, and I overcooked it twice. And I was like, nope, we're just gonna let him mess up. And then it wasn't too long after that when he spun out and I got by him.
That makes sense. Yeah. Sig, do you have any questions for Steven here?
Not really.
All right, then.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, so I'll give you 2 more questions. Obviously,
sounds good.
Next week is our break week, but after that, our last 3 races, we start with COTA. How do you like Circuit of the Americas?
COTA is one of my favorite tracks. I've got 2 wins and 3 podiums there in 4 races, so I expect to be pretty good there.
All right. And then last question for you before we send you back down. Is there anything or anyone that you would like to give a shout out to?
All the guys in the mid pack that RD and all the guys that we raced. It was good racing until unfortunate stuff happened and we all got split up. But yeah, I hope for that the rest of the season.
Yeah. Fun until it wasn't.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, either way, congratulations. P8 overall and P1 in silver. And I believe that means you keep your lead in the silver championship.
So, I was 30 points down to Darren, so we should be about neutral.
Oh, no, you were. So it'll be somewhere around there.
We should be pretty close.
Yeah, I know Darren and Peter unfortunately didn't have the best races due to
No, I saw them
issues.
spun off a couple times. Yeah, I feel bad for them. But it'll make the title race for the final 3 weeks pretty fun.
Yeah, it should be interesting. But yeah, so anyway, again, congratulations, and I will send you back down to your race review.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, that was our silver winner, and now we're gonna pull up both of the Yarn brothers because why not?
I put up Jeremy. You
All right,
put up
I will
Jay.
pull up Jason.
Yes,
Yarn
the
brothers.
Yarn brothers. P3
Hey.
and P4.
What's happening, fellas?
Not much. So congratulations. You both were fighting very hard at the front. Jeremy, I know you were close to the win, at least in the initial stages, before it kind of fell back off a little bit. But go ahead and talk us through. We'll go ahead and start with Jeremy since you finished first. Jeremy, how'd your race go?
Honestly, it could have been better, but it could have been a whole lot worse. After I lost first, kind of got in my head a little bit, and then I saw Mark had hit to undercut me, and he got me by just a second or less. And then I was in third, and then I just kind of fell apart at the end and tried to settle in, but couldn't settle in. Just got a little brain dead toward the end, honestly. Just making every mistake I could, and I was riding on 2 track cuts, so I was just trying to play it as safe as possible and bring home the most points possible.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think you did a good job bringing those points back. Jason, I know that I believe you qualified P5 and finished P4. How was your race trying to fight back up toward your brother?
It wasn't too bad. I got P4 pretty quickly in the race, actually. I believe it was in lap 1 even. Right around the first corner there, the second corner. And I just kind of held it, and I just made sure I maintained that gap. And I watched some of the carnage happening behind me. And after that, I was just trying to focus on just hot lapping. I botched my pit a little bit. I kind of overshot my pit box a smidge, so that kind of screwed me over a little bit. But for the most part, it wasn't a bad race. I was just happy that the Yarn curse didn't nip us in the butt again this week, and we both came out pretty much unscathed.
Yeah, this finish will do great things for you in the team standings. Obviously, unfortunately, Chandler James not able to finish the race, and then Sean Paul finishing down in, I believe, P9 or so. So you should get a good haul of points here to bring that fight back for the team championship.
Yeah, Chandler James, I think, is going to get the 72 from his last drop race. So, I mean, his new one's obviously going to be a DNF, but I think it's going to be a little bit tighter, but I think they're still going to have the lead on us.
Yeah,
A bit of an advantage.
It'll definitely be close.
Yeah,
Sig,
it's exciting.
yeah. Sig, do you have any questions for our P3 and 4 sitters?
Is the faster Yarn today gonna have more food at the dinner table tonight?
Honestly, we both had a pickled sausage tonight to celebrate. So.
Yeah, we're a couple of dirty Polacks, so.
There you go. All right. 2 more questions for you. One, so obviously toward the end there, you were less than half a second away from each other. Were you guys thinking, okay, let's fight it out to the end respectfully, or were you just, let's keep it smooth sailing so that we don't accidentally crash into each other?
Jason, I'm going to stop you right away, and I'm going to quote him. And he said to me, "Don't you think that I'm going to back off on my first SRA podium?" And all I told him was, "As long as you don't hit me."
Yeah, that is in fact what happened.
All right.
Yeah,
So, yeah, we
we
were-
the chance. I was going for it.
Yeah, and I was making enough mistakes that he definitely would have had the chance, but luckily I was able to hold it together for 2 minutes. So
The blue flags definitely helped me catch up to him, but they also kind of hindered me getting past him.
Yeah, makes sense. And then not next week, but in 2 weeks after our break week, we're going to Coda. How are you guys feeling about that race?
horrible track.
Okay.
I actually enjoy racing it. I hate hot lapping it, but I think it'll be a fun race. And just because Jeremy says it's a horrible track, we tend to do okay on it. So
Yeah,
we'll see how that goes.
I don't care for it. I don't feel like I have pace there, especially with this lot. So I'm glad we have an extra week of practice, and I really would have preferred Olton because I'm much more proficient there. So, but
Understandable. All
that's okay.
Well, again, congratulations on your P3 and 4 finish. I am fairly certain we'll see at least one of you up here again at some point before the season's end. But good luck in your So good luck in your team championship battle, and Jeremy maybe even into the gold championship battle. But I will go ahead and send you back down to your race review.
All right, thanks
Thanks a lot, guys.
Appreciate what you guys do. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Yes, take care.
All right. 2 more to go. Mark Kazuba. I see him, but he's muted, so we'll pull him up and see if he wants to chat with us. Mark Kazuba, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Congratulations on your P2 finish. After a DNS last week, due to whatever reasons, I don't know. You get a P2 finish here today, and especially with Chandler James not getting a good finish, I think it doesn't quite even the odds, but it definitely puts you on a more even playing field. So let's go ahead and talk.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, so go ahead and talk through how your race went. I know that you had some fun battling with Pharaoh and Yaren behind, but
yeah, the first half of the race we were pretty close. After the pits, we separated a bit and kind of just ran our race. But yeah, this week I didn't get to make the practice race, so I'm really happy with the results.
All right. Speaking of the pit stop,
sounds like a sandbagger.
Yes. So speaking of the pit stops, going into the pit stops, it looked like you were about 2 seconds back from Pharaoh, and then when you came out, you were 5 or 6 seconds back. Were you having issues on your outlap, or was it just him being that much faster, do you think?
No, I think he just had the pace. My pit stop was, I ended up in the box, no delays or anything.
All right. Sig, do you have any questions for our P2 finisher?
Do you think the championship fight is back on with this P2 result and the Chandler James DNS?
Oh, it's definitely on. Season.
Yep.
Well, you're cutting out. We are not hearing a word you're saying.
I'm just looking forward to the rest of the season. It's been a good battle with Chandler. He's had a couple wins. I've had a couple second place finishes, and so it should be close coming to the finish.
Yeah, I think your gap is now somewhere around 60 points, but I could be mistaken in that. So it'll definitely require some good driving in these last 3 weeks, but it's definitely still a possibility. So speaking of next week's race, or in 2 weeks actually, since it's our break, I keep messing that up. How do you feel about Coda?
I've run a few races there. I really like the track. It just all depends on everybody else's pace.
Yeah, that would do it. Sig, any final questions before we send him back down to your race to the race review?
No, not really. Outside of anybody that you would like to shout out?
Just shout out to my girlfriend Malia for always cheering me on.
Yep, she was cheering you on in the chat the whole time, so I'm sure you get lots of support actually in person too. So.
Yep.
Yeah. Congratulations. I will send you back down to finish the race review, but I hope to see you up again here in the booth soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. All right, and last but not least, our winner, Mike Farrow. Welcome to the booth.
What's going on, guys?
Not much. There's a lot going on for you, though. Maybe not out of nowhere, but at least compared to previous weeks, this is a very big change of pace. So congratulations on your win. And go ahead and talk us through how it all went.
It's definitely out of nowhere. It was good, man. I started the race a little slow, but early on picked it up. got past Jeremy, and it was all over after that, man.
Yeah, we saw that you, I believe, if I remember correctly, you got passed by Kazuba on the start of the race, at the race start, and then had to fight it back. And eventually, how did you gain so much of a gap through the pit stops? Like, I know you overcut Yaren and Kazuba, but I didn't expect the gap to go from, I think it was 2 seconds to almost 6 seconds.
I guess I just had a really good pit stop, and after that I just fell into a groove. Blue flags kind of started to get in the way, and I let them do their business and just kept going about what I was doing. Felt good. Enjoyed the track.
Yeah, glad to hear it. Sig, do you have any questions for our winner?
Can we see another one this season? I think so, but like, do you think so?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, Sig. What was that?
Are we gonna see you in P1 again this season?
Yeah, I'm hoping next week.
Well,
good.
2 weeks, but yes. Speaking of next race, we have a break week, and then we are going to Coda. How do you feel about that track? Do you like it, or?
Last time I ran it in the Lambo. It was fun, but I felt like the Lambo was lacking a little bit, and from what I could gather, I think the Porsche is going to do pretty strongly on the track, lacking on one straight, but the S is going to perform very well, and I don't know, man. I just
hopefully
feel like I found pace out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't remember where you finished before, but I know it's not been in the top 3, and I know that Sig and I both picked you for the weekly fantasy thing, but I assume most people did. But either way, it was great to see you up here racing for the lead, and at least for the first stint, you had battles going on. Second stint was maybe a little simpler, though.
Yeah, the second stint was more about not messing myself up. Don't put myself in the wall and just let myself win.
Yeah, well, I do believe you did that very well. So, last question that we have for you, is there anyone that you would like to give a shout out to?
I'll give a shout to my wife, my son, and this Russian guy that's part of SRA that y'all might know that helped me do this.
I would assume his name starts with an A.
Yeah, that it does.
All right. Well, anywho, congratulations on your P1 finish. Hopefully we will see you up here again, maybe if nothing else to throw a wrench into this gold championship that we're having. But, you know, you did really good today. I'm sure you'll do great again in 2 weeks. So I'll go and send you back down to your race review.
Guys, have a good rest of your night. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. All right, so that is our interviews done, I believe. So yeah, as I was saying, this was week 5. Next week, there's nothing going on, so you can take a week off, maybe go to bed early, or not, up to you. But the week after, week 6, we are going to race at Circuit of the Americas. I really like Coda, except for like the track limits through the Sector 1. It's really fun. Sig, how do you feel about it?
The SS track limits are straight up BS, for lack of a better word. But when it comes to Coda, I like the track. I did have that somewhat infamous moment that made it to the trailer at the end of the back straight. But overall, it's a really fun track, and hopefully I can. Oh wait, I'm in silver now. I can't podium for anything. Never mind. Because I finished P4 last time out, so I wanted to podium this time, but I'm a silver driver. We can't do that. We don't do those.
If you didn't have a pit lane start, you might be able to, but either way.
I mean, the pit lane start is for Donington. Oh wait, are you predicting I'm getting a pit lane start in Coda?
I don't know. I honestly forgot that we race tomorrow instead of already raced. But anywho, you know. It'll be fun either way. But yeah, as Sig was saying, we're racing tomorrow again, Division 2 on Twitch and YouTube, or Division 4 on YouTube. You can watch Sig and myself and Jess, who was here earlier, race at Donington tomorrow night. Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun, and obviously in 2 weeks we'll be having more fun. Sig, do you have any closing thoughts for us?
Be there tomorrow. You'll see from pit lane to P1 in silver.
That'll be interesting. That's for sure.
100% legit. Don't open the leaderboard and do not look at my time.
Yeah, all right. So, well, anywho, my name is Trey Morgan. I've been joined by Sig SVG and Jess Osborne, who had to leave early, but it's been super fun, and we will see you here again at the beginning of July. Or June, sorry. June. It's June. Anyway, have a good night, y'all.
When I was just a new driver, I asked Coach Jeffries, what will I be? Will I be speedy? Will I crash out? Here's what he said.